Let me tell you what's in our budget, and this is what the Republicans want, and our president, the Democratic budget, when I say our budget. The president is a negotiator. I don't know if I agree with what he does, but he tries to give the other side a bit of what they want, hoping they're going to give him something of what he wants, but they never give him anything. Anyhow, here's the three things that are on the table with the Obama cuts. It's already written in the proposed budget. Sweeping cuts to social programs. Well, the two biggest social programs are Social Security and Medicare. Want to take $1 trillion away from Social Security and Medicare. The other thing is lower corporate taxes. My God, this country, I've said it before, is run on the taxes paid by the 99% by you and me. Corporate America does not pay sufficient taxes to support this country. They have not assumed their obligation. Because you know how many, I'm not saying it's General Electric precisely, but the General Electrics of America do not pay taxes. We read about it all the time, and they get refunds in the millions of dollars, all right? They've got it set up. The laws are geared for them. Their lobbyists do a good job in Washington influencing the members of the House of Representatives who are in charge of the money. So they want lower corporate taxes. So cut Social Security, Medicare, lower corporate taxes, and we're going to change the IRS even more. And this is already in a budget, again, that our president has agreed to, subject to negotiation, and it's called the Grand Bargain. Well, I don't understand. I scratch my head. I really don't understand. I spoke of this last week. I'm going to write a column on it for the newspaper for next week. And it's about what I call the Social Security theft. Do you know who the biggest creditor of the United States is? Who we owe the most money to? Social Security. $2.7 trillion. You wouldn't think it's China or Japan. We only owe China $1.3 trillion, and we only owe Japan $1.1 trillion. But we owe $2.7 trillion to the Social Security Fund. Why? Because they took the money out and used it. Back in Clinton and Newt Gingrich, they had to balance the budget, and they devised this plan to take the money from Social Security. Now you say, well, are they paying interest? They're not even paying interest on it. What they do is this. They take the money out and they put in an IOU. They don't put in a note. It just says, I, the United States of America, owe Social Security so many dollars. You can't take it to a bank and enforce it. You can't take it to a courtroom and enforce it. They're never going to pay us. I owe you. And they take the interest that comes off this money when it's sitting in a bank for a few days, and it's a lot of money, and they put an IOU in the interest account. So the fund never builds up. So when they say there's not enough money, it's because the government took it. Okay? And that $2.3 trillion is part of the $17 trillion we're in debt. Well, they stole our money. And now they want to cut the benefit because they can't afford to pay us. If the money was still in the account, there'd be no sweat. This is the best thing that ever happened. President Roosevelt knew what he was doing. The account grew and grew, but Washington dipped into it. And now they want to cut my benefit and your benefit with Social Security and Medicare. No way. But I don't believe Obama's going to stand up enough on this. He's going to give. Maybe he's got to give, raise the age for retirement under Social Security. I don't know. But it's a tough ball game out there. They stole our money, and now they want to cut our benefits, and I know we're going to get screwed a little bit along the way. And it bothers me. Okay, I love this one. Oreo cookies. If you haven't read about it, let me tell you, this just came out in the last 2 days. Oreo cookies, a study was done at Connecticut College. Oreo cookies are, it's claimed, are as addictive as cocaine and morphine. Cocaine and morphine. Oreo cookies as good as, maybe better. The test has only been done on rats, however, but I find it interesting because when the infrequent times I eat Oreos, I got to eat a whole row of them. I can't stop. I have a lady friend who told me once. She said, I started eating Oreos. I've got to eat the whole package. And she had heavy surgery a couple of years ago, and what did I bring her for a gift? 2 packages of Oreos. If they make her feel so good, she should eat them while she's convalescing. They tell us based on this study that high-fat, high-sugar foods stimulate the brain like drugs. Now, I'm sure this study is going to be ongoing. It's interesting because nutritionists are saying we eat too much sugar, not too much fat lately, too much sugar. They may be right. I mean, can you imagine? Here's what's going to happen. Some people are going to try this. I'm laughing because it's stupid, but this is what happens with people. I'll bet you they start crumbling and mashing up Oreo cookies, rolling it in the paper that they smoke with, and smoking Oreos like a joint to see what happens. Don't laugh at me. These things always happen. I'm going to talk about Germany. Germany. Do we ever learn with regard to Germany? I mean, Germany has been a warmonger for years. I don't believe you can trust Germany. Don't forget, who gave us World War I? Germany. Who gave us World War II? Germany. Who is presently screwing up Europe big time economically with the euro? Germany. And this euro problem, where people in Greece, Turkey, Cyprus, Italy, Spain, Portugal, some people don't have enough money to put food on the table. Jobs are being lost because the taxes are going up to pay Germany back the money they owe them. This could be the start of World War III there. I said this a year and a half ago. If there is a third world war, it will not begin in the Middle East. It will begin in Europe because of what Germany's doing with the euro. Okay. Now, putting all that aside, it was about 15 years ago that the nations in Europe got together and said, you know, we're going to have $1, we're going to call it the euro, our money. We're all going to have the same money, and we're going to take care of each other, loan to each other, and we're all going to be stable and rich, etc. The only one that made the grade was Germany. They made the most money. They got to be the smartest people out of this whole deal. And now they aren't taking care of the other nations by saying, okay, it's tough, we'll give you more time to pay less. They're giving it to them like this, and they're squeezing the hell out of them, and it's not healthy. Turns out that the same agreement they entered into 15 years ago, or whatever it was, to make the euro their dollar, in effect, their money, also had a provision that they have one military, okay? And who do you think is going to run the Air Force and the Navy? Germany. And Germany is promoting this right now. We'll save money if we have one military, but we run the Air Force and we run the Navy. This is the grand design over there. I wouldn't trust them. You're going to make them the power and they are the leader. They're going to be another Hitler, with all due respect. I'm going to break. Please come back. I have another segment.